Hey, what's up, guys? It is Sparking Fury here, and I am so excited to finally be bringing you Star Wars Battlefront beta content. Now, I have been expecting this game. I have been anticipating it since I was maybe in like 4th or 5th grade. I don't even remember what ages that was. I'm going to say 10 or 11. But I was so excited, playing with my best friend, Glacial Fury. Just playing that at the time, first Battlefront 1, then Battlefront 2. Battlefront 2 on the PS2 was just, I remember playing that with him forever. We would play that all the time. It was like, hey, I came over, we'd be hanging out for a bit, and be like, dude, it's about to be 10 o'clock, which at the time was so late for us. Let's play some Battlefront. We'd stay up until like 2 or 3 a.m. That was like a record for us, but we would just play this game non-stop, and it was so much fun. Now, the best thing about that game, which I thought was great, was because at the time, on PS2, I never played online. I don't even know if there was online for that. There probably was, but I never played that. So what we would do is we'd play the story mode of it, or what I think was the story mode. It was almost like a campaign where you'd verse like the Imperials, or depending on when you beat them, you could be an Imperialist and you'd verse the Rebels and whatnot. But one thing that I am very shocked to hear about this game is that there's technically not going to be any story. I mean, I know I saw in the beta that there's a survival thing where it's kind of a story, like you get trapped on an enemy planet or whatever, and they're just coming at you, and it's just non-stop waves. But that's almost like if you guys play Call of Duty, that's almost like the survival that they had on that, and that's only fun until until you beat everything, and then it's over. So I was very shocked to hear that. But the only multiplayer thing, I hope. From what I've seen, this game is very, very fun. This being a Jedi and whatnot. The aiming and shooting, I think it's a little strange. It is made by the same people who make Battlefield, so I do understand the bullet delay and how it's not exactly like Call of Duty where it's a laser and the bullet hits you instantly. But it was a little bit of a shock to me. This game is great. It has every component of what I would want a game. You have low flying ships, which are just so fun to use. You have random drop points. You have laser shootings. You have freaking Jedis coming in. What's next? They're probably going to include a Chewbacca. We don't know. A Chewbacca could be a freaking, long-range guy who has, really good health and whatever. And maybe you can call in friendlies and stuff like that. Airdrops and, little Ewoks will come in and whatnot. Who knows? The possibilities are endless what they can do with this. The game doesn't come out until December 7th, I believe. No, I lied. November 17th. It's just going to be amazing, in my opinion. Or it can be amazing. It has the potential to be amazing. One thing that obviously they can't eliminate it because the game's already out and they've already shown it in beta, but I forgot the name of the game mode, but it's basically momentum in a sense, but it's only a one-way momentum. You have to try, it's either the enemy's trying to force 2 ATEs into your base, and it's your objective to take over these pods that make them weaker and drop them. Now, when I tell you that it is almost impossible to win on the Rebel side, I mean it. I was on a team that was completely obliterating the other team. We were shaking them out. We had every pod, and we had to get on the big blasters that they have laid out around the map. We shot at it. We shot at the ATs. We got one down. The other one was still at full health by the end of the game. It took about 3/4 of the game to knock down one ATE, and the other one was still full. We were obliterating the other team. When I mean obliterating, we literally had every pod conquered right away, and then the guy would say the ATs are vulnerable, hit them while they're vulnerable, or whatever he says, and it was still very tough. I played this pod game, which is right now what you're watching. I still don't know the name of this. I probably need to do my research on it, to be honest. But this game mode I felt was the best. It's very almost like domination, but it's one flag. I wouldn't even know what to call that. But you have to conquer it and defend it, and then so I guess it would be like momentum. But see, as you can tell, is the top is how many you've captured, and at the end of the game, as you'll see, it'll stack up. And once you start stacking it up, whoever has the most points by the end of the game wins, which I guess makes sense. But I just hope. They already have the rest of the games and with the game modes listed out. I just hope that they're fair, because I think that one game is completely one-sided, and hey, they can nerf the ATEs, they can make it easier to drop them. One thing that I haven't tested out, I know that they have ships in that, and one of the ships is the one that has the cable wire, I think, or that should have the cable wire. They should be able to do that. I remember in the last one, you'd do that. You'd have someone in your cockpit, you know, in Battlefront 2, you'd have someone in your cockpit, you'd be the pilot, and they'd latch onto the arm, and you'd have to fly around the walker, I think like 3 or 4 times. And if you did that, it would fall. I mean, obviously, they can't make it that easy because, I mean, in all honesty, then they'd have to add more walkers because then it would be one-sided. Everyone would just hop on the ships, and no matter what, whatever you did on the ground was worthless. But, I mean, if you could do that somehow, like, let's say after you beat, like, 2 pods in a row, it says, like, anti-ATE Air Force, in, like, allowed or whatever. So now you have an opportunity of going out there, taking down a walker easily, like, as easy as possible, and then just, you know, laying it out, dropping the enemies, leaving them where they stand, and just just completely taking out that one side, like, because you deserve it. You took away 2 of the pods, and it's just very, you know, one-sided, because you're obviously winning. Now, one thing that I don't know if you just noticed, I kind of nodded my head on the screen. I felt that for this game mode at least, because they have you in random spawn points, it literally took me, I don't know if you guys saw that, I think around like 20 to 30 seconds to run. Non-stop running to the objective that the enemy captured instantly. And I got killed almost instantly. And it spawned me in the same spot, and it was already halfway, so I was like, okay, there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to run all the way over there. I mean, obviously every game mode, even the greatest of them all, or in my opinion, the greatest of them all, Call of Duty has trouble with spawn points. You can either spawn right in front of an enemy, you can spawn across the world, away from an objective. But I think it's different with Battlefield kind of base games, because if you spawn across the world, it's literally across the world. It's not like the 10-second run that you would want on Call of Duty, and you're like, oh my god, it's the end of the world. It's more like, on how big this map is, if you spawn to one side or the other, it might take like a full 40 seconds without you seeing a single person if you're trying to flank. And, you know, spawns are very important for that. One thing that I didn't like that they did, well, I guess it makes sense for some of these game modes. In Battlefield, you made a squad, and you were always able to spawn on that squad. Now I think it's like you pick a partner, and that's who you can spawn on. So it's like basically 2-man armies. You can spawn on each other as long as you're still alive. But I mean, I don't know. I always like that aspect that if you guys were moving in together on Battlefield and you were playing as a team, you can have up to 3 to 4 players spawn on you. You know, you could also have like one be an engineer, one be a medic, one be a sniper, things like that. And I'm gonna kind of miss that. I mean, obviously this isn't Battlefield, but it's made by the same makers, and I kind of expected that of them. I kind of expected them to have more team-based, more tactical games, which so far they are showing that, because I feel like in Call of Duty, a lot of games, unless you're playing like Call of Duty, maybe Domination here and there, especially Momentum, it's all kill-based. Like, you know, shoot, point, click, done. Like, that's the game, it's over. For Battlefield, I always felt like it was like, there's team deathmatches that can last like hours on end, depending on what score you put on. But Battlefield is definitely known or Frostbite, which are the creators of this game, are definitely known for having skill-based matchups. You know, you're going to play this game, you're going to shoot, but you're also going to have to be in good position and hold down an area. It's not just, hey, I'm going to shoot you, I'm going to light you up, you're going to spawn, I'm going to spawn trap you, and that's game. I mean, in this game, it's just everywhere. Now, I'm going to talk about some things that I don't like about the game, because, I mean, I have mentioned a couple, but there's a lot of glitches, and obviously I understand that because it's a beta, but I feel like having a booster, which you unlock at level 5, which obviously isn't that far, gives you a huge advantage. Like, you can jump on top of this plane that I'm going underneath right now, you can jump on top of that mountain that's behind the guy. The melee is a little weird, but see, I took him out there. The aiming in, I mean, it's very weird. It's almost like it's a rifle, but you're, like the Call of Duty aim in, where it's like, or the ACOG aim in. I mean, it's very weird. I wish, like, I hope, I mean, obviously they're probably not going to add it, in all honesty, because it's a Star Wars game and they didn't have that in like Star Wars movies and stuff like that. But like, I wish you could put an iron sight on this gun, so when you aim in, it's an iron sight, not that, like, I don't like that time that it just flows in like instantly into the game. And I mean, right here you're gonna see me start camping. I mean, I wanted to win, so I'm just gonna camp. So I mean, sorry about that, but I do get the final kill, or not the final kill, but the kill that was gonna determine the game, because I was the only one defending. But so I didn't like that. some of the map layout, I mean, this is great map layout, but I don't know if you notice on the mini-map, see right now it's glowing in different areas. It's kind of showing where the enemy is, and I don't know if I like that all the time, because in some skill-based matchups, I just think it's going to be very, very, you know, weird. Just definitely weird to have, okay, so the enemies are behind me. It's almost like 6th Sense in the new Call of Duty Black Ops 3. But I mean, I don't know. This game's got a lot of potential. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to keep trying to make videos for this. I mean, I find it somewhat hard because, like, I don't know. It's almost like Battlefield where there's not a lot going on. I don't know if I want the full gameplay or I just want to take segments. I mean, I haven't had anything exciting really happen. I'm going to be honest with you guys. But, so that's all for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy, and definitely look out for more content from both me and Glacial Fury, and we hope to see you when this game comes out.